Hey everybody, this is the Canadian Wolf bringing you another entitled parent story. This one is titled, You Want First Chair? Well, let's battle for it. Let's get to it, Pack. A while ago, I made a post about an entitled mother trying to make me give up my first chair in concert band for her entitled daughter. So, I had another very unpleasant encounter with this mother and daughter, and I promised to share any updates on this, and as many as you wanted. It is my personal revenge on the entitled daughter. Get ready for an epic showdown. Well, you have to at least imagine it. I couldn't take a video. Sorry. On Saturday last week, young musicians had the opportunity to earn badges, bronze and silver. Both me and ED took an exam each. I did silver and she did bronze. I did not see her there, not that I expected it, since my exam was in the afternoon and hers was at 8 o'clock in the morning or something. Later in the evening, our youth leader approached me and congratulated me for passing with a very good score and asked me if I knew something about ED's grade. I told him I didn't, and he looked at me with a frown. This is what he said to me. You know, normally all the people competing call me afterwards, but since I know you don't like to call, I thought I'd just ask you now. Edie's teacher told me over and over again that she would not sign the form needed to enter, but in the end, her mother made her do it. She gave in, so I was very curious if she passed or not. I was skeptical as to why he would tell me that, but I didn't give it any more thoughts and enjoyed my evening. On Wednesday, yesterday to be exact, I went to rehearsal for the concert we have on Friday. I had my earphones plugged in, which I normally don't do, but the moment I entered the rehearsal room, everyone went quiet immediately. It took me a minute to actually notice and looked up. I asked them why they were staring at me like that when our chairman approached me and put a hand on my shoulder. Did someone die? Seriously, that was the first thing that came to my mind. No, it's just EM and ED are here. Why? He sighed really heavily and everyone else pretended to be really busy, but I know they eavesdropped. Incorrigible gossips. You know, since ED passed the exam Saturday and now has the bronze badge, her mother wanted her to join concert band again. I know what you want to say, but we don't want to start a war or something like that. They are currently discussing matters with our band director, but I wanted to talk to you first since they harassed you during the last few rehearsals before the Easter concert. So what do you say? I was never fond of the idea of her joining, and I am still not happy about how things have been. Earning a badge doesn't naturally make her a better flutist, and much less a better person. But if she's willing to learn and take advice if someone tells her she's wrong, I will not make a fuss about it. Thank you so much, Gaganwin. I owe you something. Not really happy about those news, I sat down on my chair and started preparing by playing a piece that was lying around. I did my parts with scales. I hate them and never want to play them again. I managed to play 5 notes when our band director, EM and ED exit the conference room, and I immediately feel EM's hateful stare on me. Unfortunately, my 2 friends couldn't make it to the rehearsal that day, leaving me completely on my own. Ah, you're already here. Good. I guess you and CM did already discuss matters? I just nodded. Well, I tried to reason with those 2 for the last 30 minutes. Listen, EM is convinced that ED deserves to play first chair since she did so well in the exam on Saturday. Which was a lie, by the way. She barely passed. Don't worry, you don't have to give up your parts nor your chair, but I have to ask you both to play a piece at the end of rehearsal to see who deserves to have the first chair. Is that alright for you? Already laughing inside because I know this will go on Reddit. Of course, no problem.
There you have it. My daughter plays so much better than you, and she will prove it later on. I hope you're the one who will get kicked out then, My daughter didn't deserve to be treated like that.
Yeah, whatever. Leave me alone. To prevent EM from harassing me again, Beatty told her to go and come back in later to listen to her daughter if she insisted. She left with a smug grin, but I was already done with her bullish and just wanted to get this over with. During the rehearsal, she played as bad as usual. It was tragedy, honestly. My heart hurts when someone mistreats an instrument like that. We also played the piece with my solo part, and she had the audacity to play along. BD told her off and started over, much to everyone's amusement. After nearly 2 hours of me resisting the urge to strangle ED, it was finally over. Just as BD handed us the sheets we would be playing from, EM came back with the smuggest look on her face. Alright, who wants to begin?
I think Gegenwin should begin since she thinks she can beat Edie, so my dear daughter can show everyone just how amazing she is in comparison to you.
If that's what you want. So I started playing. The piece was not particularly hard, as I've played it before a few times, but the part for solo flute is very tricky if you don't know how to play certain notes. And don't ask me what it's called, the title was cut off and I honestly don't remember the composer. But overall, it is a regular silver leveled piece, and that level is required as a first chair player. Yes, I did make my silver badge only last week, but I proved my skills and everyone was okay with me being first chair. After I finished, it was Edie's turn. But before she could start, EM demanded my flute. Again.
You should let Edie play on your flute to make it fair.
What? No.
But your flute is a better one and has a better sound. If she plays with her one, she will sound less good, and that would be unfair. Give her your flute.
I told you once, and I'll tell you again. Keep your hands off my flute. Buy her a better one if you think that's the problem, and if you try to grab for it, I will hurt you. I kept my flute in my hands and glared at EM, and before she could say anything else, BD told ED to start playing. And what shall I say? I wished I recorded that. Those were the most embarrassing 5 minutes in my entire life. Edie made a complete and utter fool of herself, trying to finger her way through all those parts, not managing to get a single note right. She was completely out of tune, as always. She missed the B flat all the time, playing B instead, and ruined the solo part like a champion. Really, it requires skill to mess up like that. After she ended, her mother jumped from her chair and ran to her daughter.
My baby was just nervous. She plays much better when she isn't put in a situation like that.
This wasn't nervousness. She just proved that she doesn't belong in concert band. Internally, she just proved that she should never touch a flute again. The EM starts whining like a 5-year-old.
This is not fair. They were not playing under the same conditions. My daughter is a much better player than she,
Points at me.
is. I demand that my daughter gets the first chair immediately.
Is like 100% done with her. Of course they were not playing under the same conditions. Gegenwin is double her age and has so much more experience. There is a reason why she has the silver badge now. Please, just leave, and never ask for her to come back. We've heard everything we need, and don't ever harass Gegenwin again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I got rid of ED. Wow, back for round 2 of this entitled mother and daughter duo. At least this time it is settled once and for all, hopefully, as they have been told not to return ever again. All it took was a little flute battle. But to think that EM thinks the flute makes all the difference is ridiculous. I mean, yes, the instrument does play a little factor in it, but in the end, it's the player that has the talent, not the flute. Hopefully, this is truly the last hope he has to deal with them. Well, everyone, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this story. If so, make sure to hit that like button and go give the author an upvote on Reddit. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you know when my next video comes out. This is the Canadian Wolf saying, stay wild.